we are going to look at the creation of list in R and various operations that we can perform on a list. Also in part 2, we will be looking at how to create various plots, histograms and graphs. So let us begin with the part 1, that is lists. These are the learning objectives wherein we will be learning how to create a list, how to access elements from the list, indexing the list and combining various lists. To understand list, we must know what are the basic data structures in R or what are the basic variables that we can create in R. Now list is a R object which may contain elements of different types like numbers, strings, vectors and even list. A list can also have a matrix or a function as its element. So we can see here that list is a very flexible and useful kind of data structure wherein it can have heterogeneous type of data as its element. A list is created using a list function. So now here is the syntax, the list name which we want to create, the list function which we will be using to create a list, and the elements of the list separated by comma. Now these elements as per the definition can be numbers, can be strings or vectors or matrix or even a list. So now this is an example of a list. We are creating here a list known as list underscore data using a list function. And as you can see here, the element to the list are red, blue, both are the string values. Then the third element is a vector. The fourth element is a Boolean value. The fifth and sixth elements are some numerical data. And you can see here the output, how the list will look like. So these double values inside double bracket are the indices for individual elements. And within that element, these are the row numbers of the values. Now any particular element, if it has more than one value, like a list can have a list inside it or a list can have a matrix inside it, in that case that second value will have 2, 3 likewise subsequent row numbers to it. And these numbers which are enclosed within double square brackets are the indices of individual element. So let us perform this on our studio. We are creating a list. Okay, let's do this on source window or script window, list underscore data, and to it we are passing list, and as a parameter we are passing some values. So here we are passing first two values as string values separated by comma. So comma is very important because it is going to separate one element from another element. Then the third will be a vector having some values into it, say 22, 33, 11. Now again comma to represent the next element, and it is a Boolean value, then comma some numerical values over there. Okay, so if I run this, I can see here list underscore data got created, and if I want to check it, how does it look like, I can print it, say list underscore data. I run this command and we'll be able to look at our list. Now we can see here there are 6 individual elements indexed with double bracket indices, and within each element there lies a single value or a single row particularly. Let us have an example of a more complex list. Now this list data, again here underscore is removed and this is a new list data. It is having as its element a vector of string values, a matrix and a list itself. So as we have seen in the definition, a list as an element can have a list. So this is a list inside a list. And also as per the definition, we can use a function. So we are using a matrix function to put a matrix as an element to the list. So we can run this on our studio and check for ourselves whether this works or not. So let us create list data. I have list data and let us call a list function, and to this list we are passing a vector of 3 string values, which are actually the names of for 3 months. So this constitute only first element because now we are putting comma here. So this is a first element of the list data. The second element was actually a matrix, and we are calling a function inside a list to create that matrix. Again, to that matrix we are passing some vector first. So it is 3, 9, 5, 1, we have -2, 8. So this is a matrix value to the matrix, and number of row, let's keep them as 2. And as we have already seen yesterday, creation of a matrix, if there are 6 elements and rows are 2, I need not provide the number of column, and still it will create appropriate number of column. In this case it will be creating 3 columns, so 2 into 3, 6 elements can be accommodated into that particular matrix. So this is my second element of list data, comma, and the third element was a list itself. So again I am calling a list function and I am creating a list inside a list. So this list has 2 values. One value is green and another value is 12.3. Again, as we know, list can have multiple data type values, so we are providing multiple data type value to this inner list as well. Run this and we can see list data has been created with only 3. So this is the first element, matrix is second element, and that list is the third element of that list. So let's see how our list data looks like. So I'm passing it as an argument, and if we run this, now we can see here, as we have already discussed, the double bracket indices are nothing but the index of individual element. So there exist 3 elements. First element is a vector. Now second element is a matrix, so it is having its own indices as well. But this will be telling the index of that element inside the list. The third element is a list. Now it is very interesting to look how this indexing is working here. This is telling that here there is a third element. Now again this is telling that in as a third element of the list, it is again a list, a nested list. So at the third location of list data, there exists a list at, and in that list at the first location there exists a value green. So these are the indices of the elements of the inner list 1 and 2. That's why they are also in double brackets, because they are indices of element of a list. But this list belongs as a third element of the main list. That's why this 3 is there. So this is quite complex but interesting as well. So now this is creation of a bit complex list having vector, a matrix, and a list inside it. Now this is just a window which we have already seen. Now there exists a function known as names, which we can use to give a name to the individual element of already created list. Now we just have created a list data list which had 3 elements in it. First element was a vector with the name of months, second element was a matrix, and the third element was a list. So if we want to give them name, we can use names function. The syntax is like this: names function, the name of the list to whom we want to give the names, and as a vector we can provide the list of the names. Let's do it in RStudio. So names function, and to that names function I am providing a list data, and as a vector I am providing three names. As you can see here, the first element of the list was names of months, so let us call it as months. Then the second element of the previous list was a matrix, so let's call it a matrix. And the third element of the list was a inner list, so call it as an inner list or a nested list if you want. Run this and see for ourselves how our list has changed. This data, now run this. And now you can see those double bracket indexing has been replaced by names. So here in previous list we had double bracket 1, double bracket 2 and double bracket 3. Here also we had double bracket 3, double bracket 3, but everywhere that has been replaced by the corresponding name. Now giving name to the individual element of a list makes it more readable, more user friendly and more understandable. So this is how we can give the names to element of the list using a names function. Moving forward, we can add a new element at the end of the list simply by giving list name and the index. So as we know, in list data we already have three elements. So the next element will have index 4. So at that index, whichever value we want to pass. Here we are passing just a string value. We could have passed any type of value here. That could have been a matrix or a vector or a list or a function, anything. But for time being, we are just passing. Oh, no, I don't want to terminate. List data we are passing at the fourth index, just a string value, and let's call that value new value. And see our list. It must have been updated. Let's run both the lines together. And now we can see the previous three elements are as it is intact, and there is an addition of extra element with the index 4. You can see here, as previous element had names, the names has been displayed, but as this new element do not have a name, the double bracket indexing is back over here and the value is new value which we have provided. So this is how you can add an element to the list just by list name and the indexing. Similar way, you can delete a value from a list just by giving the index of that particular element. So for deleting, you just have to make that value as null and it will be automatically taken out of that particular list. Let's do it in RStudio. We have just added new value at location 4. Let us delete it again. So from 4, I want to delete a value, so I will make it null. And let us check again whether the effect has been taken. List data. So if I run both of these lines again, run, I must be having three elements. As you can see, we again have the previous three elements, and that extra fourth element which we had added is removed now. So both these addition and subtraction actually works on the physical memory location and will modify the actual list. So this is how we can add or delete an element from the end of the list. In similar way, we can update a list just by giving the index of it. So now here we can see in list data at third position, we are providing some new value. If you remember, as a third element of the list data, we have a nested list over there. Now let us check whether it gets replaced with this new value or not after modifying it. So list data, and at third index I want, see here, as a third index we have two values, green and 12.3, which was previous. Now let us modify it to some new value, say call a new value. I'm going to see the list data. So if we run this, we can see here as it previously had green and 12.3 values. Now it has so a list, element from a list is very easy. You just have to give the index of the element which you want to modify and provide some new value.